Thank you for joining us today for the Conference on America's Aging Workforce. What is happening with America's workforce, and you're going to hear some of this in great detail, is that people are staying in place longer, working, staying in their communities and in their homes longer. And some of the demographic changes that we're going to be hearing about have a great impact for businesses and communities. Today was a conference, a symposium, if you will, that we held in conjunction with the Fairfax County Chamber of Commerce and the Northern Virginia Community Foundation. And we called the event America's Aging Workforce because the issues that we're addressing today are how the aging workforce impacts businesses and whether or not businesses in America are starting to think about some of those impacts, not only on their goods and services that they produce and market, but on their workforce that does so. The audience was comprised of human resource managers from within and around Fairfax County who need to start thinking about some of these issues. Some of the research that we have seen indicates that when business leaders across the United States were asked about these kinds of trends and told that this is what's happening, that they intuitively understood it and agreed with it and saw it coming. But when asked, generally speaking, when asked whether or not they had done anything to prepare their companies for issues like a glass ceiling or impact benefits or other issues related to the aging workforce, that they really had not done so. They're only starting to see that impact occur. And so this event gives them some food for thought and makes them think about what their companies need to do.
Well, most economists, when they do the math and look at our population growing and look at our economy growing long term, just say 3% a year, they say we're in for a labor shortage, that we're going to need more people in the workforce. And so the number one takeaway is that there is a pressing need for the employers to get America ready for this new workforce that's going to have to depend on older people. The number two takeaway, and the good news, is that boomers are this major player in this drama. All the research that we do and others talk to boomers, and 8 out of 10 of them say they plan to work past age 65. They want to have continued employment, but maybe in a different way. Maybe sort of an encore career, maybe part-time, maybe job sharing. But the fact is there's going to be a need, and based on that need, there's going to be an age cohort ready to serve.
When you look at the physiological changes of aging, is to prepare for the baby boomers. And the baby boomers are going to have these changes occurring. They're not all bad, but the first thing is to build awareness, and then also I think changing the construct of looking for disease and management to optimizing health, and thus optimizing the health of our workforce, and then making our companies better as well.
Aging, which I like to call the graying workforce, is the demographics that we're all dealing with, this region and nationally. And as chair of the Fairfax Chamber, I want to make sure that our businesses are prepared and ready for this significant change and how we're going to deal with changing the work environment or redesigning the work environment for what I like to call the silver tsunami.
We're seeing the same trends, of course, in our county workforce. We have a workforce of about a little more than 10,000 individuals who are our county workforce. And we have a number of different programs to help ease retirement. Our DROP program, which allows someone to begin saving money so that they have a nest egg to begin their retirement. But we're also making it possible for our employees to continue to be engaged in the workforce part-time, to continue to be able to volunteer.
One of the things I'm hoping we can lure some of this generation that's thinking about retirement into staying working for us longer is using that tool of phasing their retirement so that they can go into a part-time retirement. So maybe they have Monday and Friday off for longer weekends. They can enjoy the golf or playing with the grandkids, but they can also continue to work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and keep their talents and creativity in the workplace. And they can also then help mentor their successors or to mentor the next generation coming along that is stymied. So I encourage them You know, don't be lured away by the thought of unlimited golf. It's not everything it promises. Instead, think of phasing your life and gliding into retirement rather than jumping into retirement.